And now I call that. Hi. Welcome. There it is. Hi there. I can't believe it's been 3 weeks since the last time I played. 3 weeks. Time is fake. My god. I thought it was maybe like 1 week and a half or something like that. What do you mean? It has been 3 weeks since the last time I streamed the game. My god. Anyways, let's keep going. Lord. Yes. The next day. Oh yeah, they are going to eat or something. I wasn't scheduled to work today, nor was Ray. Instead, the two of us hit up the local diner for lunch. I told him I only wanted coffee, but for some reason he ordered me a bowl of tea soup too. Pea soup? That doesn't sound nice. It's like an eternity ago. Time is fake. I tried to tell him I didn't want it, but he insisted I had to eat it, so reluctantly I picked up my spoon. Meanwhile, he polished off a chicken sandwich with a salad, then ordered a double chocolate fudge parfait for dessert. It arrived in a tall glass swirl with hot flats and whipped cream. Sipping my black coffee, I watched him eat it with relish. Also, I think the volume for the game is extremely low, or maybe it's because the music at this moment is like very low.
いやー美味しい生クリーム最高
My ears, that was so loud. Hold on. Ray, I love you, but that was so loud. Yes. That's not my fault. Oh, my ears. My poor ears.
明け方に肉を食べたのによく入るな
Yes, again. Yes. After their matches were over, he had gone to a steakhouse. A steak? I could order a beer with the rest of them feasted and on juicy red meat. Oh yeah, true. He likes to eat meat after going to a death match.
それとこれとは別なの暴れた後はお肉が食べたくなるのよ甘いものはいつでも入るけどね
Let me lower this a tiny bit. I'm speaking. I'm very sorry, Easy. He scooped up a big bite of whipped cream and slid it into his mouth. The sight was enough to give me a heartburn, so I averted my eye. Then I set my Mac down and pulled out my six. Right as I was lighting up, however, Ray's phone started to buzz on the table.
誰かしら
He set his spoon down and grabbed his phone.
ねえとは
As he stared down at his phone, his face fell.
また集団暴行事件ってもしかして昨日聞いた残党の仕業かしらどうだろうな
As I exhaled the smoke, he looked up.
暴行事件なんてこの町じゃ日常茶飯事なんだしいちいち反応しても仕方がないって分かってるんだけどねでも当たり前だから気にしなくなるっていうのはとても怖いことよねなんだか慢性的に心が死んでいくようでとても怖い
I'm sorry I skipped you again, Ray. You take so long to finish your sentence. He picked up his spoon and Ilias read the contents of his glass.
この間からずっと怖いって言ってるな
His expression shifted awkwardly.
確かにそうかもよくないわねこういうの言うこと自体は別にどういうこと他の奴らの前では言わないだろう疲れないのか
He fell still, his friend frowned.
みんなを不安にさせたり心配かけたりしたくないから。みんな集団暴行の被害を受けた私と新のことを気にかけてる。だから私が率先して立ち直ってるって態度を示すのよ。
お前
I cast my cigarette in the ashtray and looked up at him.
周りの人間を信じてないんだな。
何言ってるのよ。そんなわけないじゃない。
Flustered, he pushed back.
信じてるわ。みんな大好きな友達よ。
そうは見えないな。
At this, his face cramped like he was on the verge of tears. He hung his head to hide it.
ドアの意地悪。
I didn't respond, just slurred my cold coffee. Well, that was tense. On our way out, Ray looked pretty bummed, so I asked him about his plans for the day. At first, he looked at me deviously, but when he realized I wanted to hang out, he brightened up. Okay.
やだ。ドアから誘ってくれるなんて。明日は雪が降るんじゃないかしら。
特に予定がないなら帰るけど。
待って、ある。っていうか、行きましょう。
どこへ？
せっかくだから新小海の外へ出てみない？
Shinkomi was by no means cut off from the mainland. We were free to come and go as we pleased. But ordinary citizens were required to travel by water taxis since cars and planes were reserved for foreign tourists and VIP. That meant we had to travel all the way to the pier if we wanted to leave, so I had never bothered. It still seemed like a huge waste of time, but Ray was excited about it, so off we went.
まさかトアから誘ってくれるなんてね。
Recast as we walk along the pier to the water taxi pickup area.
たまにはな。
とか言って本当は悪いこと言ったなって思ってるんでしょ
う。別に。
またまた。でも嬉しいわ。ありがとう。
He beamed from ear to ear.
本土に行ったら油彩用の画材で何かいいのがないか探しましょう。あとスイーツもね。新小海にはないものを探したいわ。
Just to stream cool. I hope you know what you have signed up for when coming here. As he eagerly bowed on and on, the pickup area came into view up ahead. I hope you are ready for what you are going to see on here. It's not a Saint and sandwich in the slightest. A short line had formed, so we queued up behind them.
そういえばトアと新小海の外に出たことないわよね。
あ
あ。私一人で出たことはあるんだけど、タクに声かけても断られちゃうのよね。温度があまり好きじゃないのかしら。
I wonder why he doesn't want to go to the mainland. Maybe there is a reason why he can leave.
興味ないんだろ。
やっぱりそう思う？
If you remember, people that has a debt with the Takasa Tokumi cannot leave the island. So it makes sense why he always stand right down to go. As we cut it early, we move up the line until eventually it was our turn.
待て。
Just then the security one on watch came over and grabbed Ray by the arm.
お前はダメだ。
どういうこと？
新小海の外へ出る者は全員チェックしている。
He jerked his chin upwards at the security camera above us.
お前は不裁者だ。
え？
だから外へ出ることはできない。
Ray's eyes widened in horror.
不裁者？何それ？
不裁者は新小海の外に出ることはできない。 知っているだろ。
知ってるわよ。知ってるけど私は借金なんかしてないわ。
嘘をつけ。お前は負債者だ。
嘘なんかつくわけないでしょ。あのカメラ壊れてるんじゃないの。
黙れ。
For a moment, Ray looked utterly baffled, but then the anger set in, and he glared sharply at the security guard. Server Pink brought me. Hope you enjoy your stay here. It's not going to be a pleasant one, but hope you enjoy it regardless. Shaking himself out of the man's grip, he turned to me.
とは高里組の事務所へ行きましょう。私負債者じゃないもの。絶対に向こうが間違ってる。
Scoffing, he turned away and started walking. I shot a glance at the stoic security guard, then headed after Ray. What's going on? I wonder. Arriving at the Takasato office, we opened the door and walked in. Normally the place was deserted, but today it was loud and hectic. The goons all ran around like the war was ending. As I wondered what was going on, I flagged someone down. At first he glared at me, but then he realized who I was. He dropped the attitude. I had no interest in getting involved in Takasato drama, so I simply explained that we were here to inquire about Adept. He asked us to wait here, then hurry off down the hall. A few minutes later, a lanky adult man in a plain business suit came walking towards us. He explained to us that he was in charge of debt processing services. Then Ray asked him for more information. He was very forthright. According to him, Ray's father had incurred a debt with the Takasato Gumi that he had failed to repay for some time. He was supposed to make payments using the money he earned working at a casino, but instead he kept gambling away more than he earned in a vicious cycle that all increased his total debt. This had continued for some time, but now they had decided Ray's father was unable to pay up, so they shifted the burden up to his son instead. If this was the mainland, it would be completely unheard of for the liability to fall to a family member. But in Shinkomi, we were forced to play by the Takasato Gumi's rules. They wanted their money, and they didn't care how they got it. Apparently, Ray's father claimed his son consented to taking on the debt. A debt to the tune of 300 million yen. A bit more than 2 million USD. 2.5 million USD maybe. Maybe. When Ray heard the numbers, all the blood drained from his face. Once the accountant had finished his split, he hurried back to his office. After he was gone, Ray bit his lip and stared at the floor, his feet shaking.
3億ですって。私
His voice trembled as he forced the words out.
父親とはずっと会ってないの。ずっともう何年もずっとよ。今どんな姿をしてるかすらも知らない。なのに何なの。よりにもよってなんで私があんなクソ親父の尻拭いをしなくちゃならないのよ。なんで私が。
But right before Ray could vent his anger, the door at the end of the hall opened.
Oh, toi.
It was Sakaki. He scrolled over as he had all the time in the world.
今お前たちが来てるって聞いたんでな。ちょうどいいと思ってよ。
He turned his unbearable poker face on Ray.
泉の息子レイ君か。ちょっと親父さんのことで話があるんだ。そこの部屋行ってくれねえか。
Why the jazzy music for this? Because in a couple years. I don't think it's a couple years. I think it's more like 5 to 7 years that they haven't talked to each other. Maybe. Like, it's a long time, not just like 2 or 3 years. I think it's way more. He jerks his chin in the direction of the door that had just opened.
分かったわ。
Ray shot me a terrified look, then walked off into the room. I cannot read. We have finally come back. Then walked off into the room Sakaki had indicated. Once he was gone, Sakaki turned to me.
でな、俺はお前にも話があるんだよ。親父の次の月命日に集会を開こうと思ってるんだが、来るか？
いや、
まあそう言うだろうとは思ってたよ。一応な、親父の供養と体制の仕切り直しってことで、高里組の直参が全員顔を出すんだ。できれば親父と血のつながった息子のお前にも来てもらいてんだが。
俺には関係ない。赤の他人だ。
おいおい、釣れないね。
Frowning at my blunt refusal, he shook his head and signed.
無理にとは言わねえが、ちった考える素振りぐらいしたらどうだ？え？
I fell silent at his scolding tone. Then he let out another sigh.
分かったよ。集会には出なくても構わねえが、遠野に気をつけろ。
遠野。
I look at him dubiously. What did Tono have to do with this?
あいつはもともと俺と仲が悪かったが、俺が親父の後を継ぐってことで相当悔しがってるらしいんだよ。今度の集会が終わったら独立するんだと。ガキみたいな嫌がらせをするほど性根が腐っちゃいねえとは思いたいが、
You will be surprised.
目的のためなら手段を選ばないタイプでもあるからな。
ああ。
As the conversation died, the door down the hall opened and Ray walked out. I could see that his eyes were completely unfocused.
あ、話は終わったか？
But Ray ignored Sakaki and turned his empty eyes to me.
行きましょう。
Something was clearly wrong with him, but I didn't press him about it. Instead, he set off for the exit.
またな。
Sakaki called after us as we walked out.
クリニックまで送っていくわ。
He is not okay at all. Ray spoke in a flat voice. Ray.
何かあったのか？
何も。
It sure didn't look like nothing, but I didn't argue. In the end, we walked to the clinic in total silence. Man! 진짜 energy no! Back at the clinic, Raid followed with me up to my apartment. He stared down at the floor for a while. Then finally he looked up at me with a pained expression.
ね
After I switched the TV and pulled my coat off, I looked over at him. He stared back at me like he had something to say.
別に俺にまで気を使う必要ないだろ。
As I spoke, I lit a cigarette. Reid gazed, wandered hesitantly around the room, then returned to me.
借金のことを本当どうしようって思って。 タクにも話した方がいいのかしら。どう思う？
Yes, let's tell the man that also has a debt and is also very involved in city stuff with the Yakuza. I'm sure adding more will be nice. What a city place to live in, am I right?
いいんじゃないか。
そうよね。
But they don't know. He nodded like he was trying to convince himself, then pulled his own phone out of his coat pocket and started tapping.
タクに連絡しておいた。時間ができたらここに来てほしいって。
Alternative ending, Ryan and Taku go on a breaking No, let them be happy. Mumbling quietly, he sat down on the sofa and stared into space. I took a long drag, leaning against the wall, and shifted my gaze to the TV flickering breathlessly in the dark. Shinkomi times. Why the Takasato Gumi past and present holds the key to Shinkomi's future? Are we seeing a second wave of assault parties? Why the Takasato Gumi's past and present, blah blah blah. It says that the Takasato Gumi's main source of income is derived from the casino industry, but gambling's on the decline. How has the organization changed over the 10 plus years since its heyday? After I finished my cigarette, I looked up at the clock on the wall and found 30 minutes had passed. Baiting was by a... I don't know what you mean. Ray was still sitting on the sofa in silence. Just then there was a knock at the door, and it opened. Taku peeked in, looking worried.
どうした？何かあったのか？
タク、
Ray looked over at him with a mix of relief and
仕
hesitation.
事中なのにごめんね。
いや、大丈夫だ。少しならいつもの休憩と変わらん。で、何があったんだ？
Taku walked over to the sofa and sat down next to Ray.
あのね、
From there, Ray told Taku about his father's debt. That the guy kept gambling away all the money he earned from his job. That the Takasato Gumi got fed up and dumped the debt on Ray instead. That his father told them Ray had agreed to it. That he only found out because the two of us had tried to take a water taxi out of Shinkomi. The more he talked, the more his expressions cramped in pain. Frowning, Taku rubbed the back of his hand as he listened.
そいつは大変なことになっちまったな。
私どうすればいいのかしら。
親父さんとはどうなんだ？連絡は？
もう何年もずっと連絡してないわ。絶対に会いたくないもの。
Ray's tone was dripping with stubborn fury.
そうか。だが、そうも言ってられんだろう。会って話さんことには。
Do you really think they will put debt on the son of the leader of the Yakuza? I mean, he also doesn't do anything with his life in general. He just paint, drink, and sleep around. He doesn't do much, so... Go for in this universe well enough to cover up for the debts. They mentioned it at the beginning or earlier in that debtors that weren't able to pay and tried to run away, they sell over their organs. So they don't have value. Get expensive? Probably he buys that with the money he makes off by working on the clinic.
嫌なの、本当に。それだけは嫌。どうしても。絶対に。
Taku didn't seem too sure how to respond to Ray's attitude. He frowned.
で借金はいくらなんだ？
3億。
His eyes flew open.
おいおい、
信じられない額でしょ。
Ray donned an half-hearted, self-deprecating smile.
あのろくでなしが返済できなかった分が全部私にスライドするんですって。親子だから連帯責任は当然なんだそうよ。私が返済義務を放棄することもできるけど、その場合はあの男がバラバラにされるらしいわ。
There you have your answer, Nick. There you have your answer.
売れるところは全部売って金にするって。それを避けるためには私が返すしかないのよ。お金を稼ぐ方法もいろいろとアドバイスしてくれたしね。
Scoffing, his smirk grew.
とりあえず今月分は払うわ。少しずつでも返していかないと。
そんな単純な問題じゃないだろう。高里組のことだ。すぐに悪質なやり方で早く返せと脅しに来るぞ。それに親父さんが借金をやめてなかったらどうする？お前が返済しても親父さんがまた借りたら何の意味もない。お前が親父さんに会いたくないってことはよく分かった。だがこの問題に関しては直接話し合った方がいい。いや、話し合わなきゃならん。
大丈夫よ、きっと。
Taku shook his head firmly.
できるだけ早く解決するんだ。
そうね。そうするように私も考えてみる。
Ray rose to his feet and looked at each of us with a guilty smile on his face.
話をしたら少し落ち着いたわ。二人とも余計な時間を取っちゃってごめんね。とはも今日はせっかく誘ってくれたのに本当にごめんなさい。
He sounds like he's about to cry, man. His gaze was fixed on the phone in his hand.
今夜またみんなでデスマッチエリアに行くみたい。連絡が来たの。だから準備しなきゃ。もう帰るね。本当にありがとう。ごめんね。
Half distracted, he grabbed his coat from the back of the sofa and rushed out of the room. Taku fixed me with a stern look.
とは今夜のデスマッチレイについていってくれないか？無茶しそうで心配なんだ。頼む。
分かった。
Examining smoke, I bent forward and crashed my cigarette in the ashtray on the floor. I could tell he was worried about Ray. Hell, even I could tell something was wrong with Ray when he staggered out of the room just now. But that wasn't why I wanted to go watch Ray compete. I couldn't help but think about the time Ray's smoke lashed out at me. There was something about it that basically resembled the way Ray looked when he fought. Like the calm before the storm. He seemed like he was barely keeping a lid on some kind of emotional outburst. Maybe he was hiding something. And if so, maybe I could figure it out if I watched him fight. After that, Taku went back to work, so I grabbed my coat and left the room with him. Man. Also, I need to update the thumbnail. It should say chapter 3 instead of chapter 2, but I forgot. Later that night, when I sent Ray a message letting him know I was coming, he replied almost instantly. I wasn't sure he had agreed to it, given how he was acting earlier, but he said he would wait for me at the usual meet at the spot at the outskirts of the district. When I arrived, he and his friends were already there, waiting for me. As soon as we entered the deathmatch area, we were challenged by an opposite group. studying this? I don't know about that. Ray was the first to step forward. He hadn't spoken much since we met up, and he was acting noticeably different. His usual optimism had vanished, replaced by icy hostility. I joined the circle of onlookers surrounding the duel. Then I realized something. The entire opposite team was dressed in black. Oh no. Were these the assault party guys? A moment after the thought crossed my mind, the battle began. Sure enough, Ray was different tonight, just as I had sensed on the way here. His lips pursed tightly together. He threw out heavy punch after heavy punch, without letting his opponent let a single hit in its eyes. Partway through, however, he switched to a defensive strategy, fully dodging with no counterattack, almost like he wanted to avoid the other guy touching him at all cost. On closer inspection, I noticed his opponent's fist glinting unnaturally. I squinted to get a better look. It was a knife. Oh, nice. Ray's opponent had concealed a knife up his sleeve, and was trying to attack with it. It's nowhere to be seen. Okay. But he was hiding it so well, you have to be paying attention to notice. If the weapon was discovered, the entire crowd would disperse him, which was probably why he kept it hidden. Over and over, Ray dodged the guy's punches, then slipped in a punch to his gut. When he doubled over, Ray followed up with a hard kick to the shoulder. The man fell onto his back. Ray startled him and started wailing on him. Yay. With every hit, the guy let out a grunt of pain. His face was swollen and he was rapidly losing the will to fight, but Ray didn't stop. As I watched him, I felt that familiar edge in my gut. In this moment, he was a mindless puppet who lived only for violence, and I wanted nothing more than to capture it on the canvas. As he continued to pumple an opponent that couldn't fight back, the crowd's attention gradually shifted to him. Despite the name, the matches generally stopped short of killing the losing fighter, though it was known to happen on occasion. There was a common understanding between the combatants that they weren't out for blood, just testing their strength. The cheers faded and the crowd started to tense up.
Ray.
Why the NPC looks so creepy? Yes. Arata was in the audience with me for this round. They went out into the ring and grabbed Ray by the shoulder.
もうやめよう。それ以上やったらダメだよ。
But Ray didn't stop. Meanwhile, the other guy was completely limp, like he was passed out.
Ray!
Screaming his name in protest, Arata yanked him by the shoulder. Ray snapped to his sense and fell still. Then, slowly, he turned in Arata's direction. The look on his face was like that of a child who didn't understand what he had done wrong.
Ray.
Oh.
With a hollow whimper, Ray looked down at the opponent he was strangling. And the man's face was now swollen beyond recognition, bleeding and twitching. A knife laid beside him, probably the one he had slunk in.
ナイフを持ってたんだ。
Arata crouched down and held their hand just over the man's mouth.
息はあるみたい。でも。
Arata frowned at the gruesome carnage Ray had inflicted. Before long, Yuko and Honami finished their fights and came running over.
ちょっとレイ、どうしたの？
レイ。
They both look. Hold on. They both took one look at the grisly mess and stopped short in shock.
やだ私
Stunned, Roy stared blankly into space as he exclaimed away from his victim. Dark blood dripped from his knuckles.
おい
A sad voice rang out. I looked over to find the group of men in black all gathered together.
ふざけてんじゃねえぞ
You are in no place to talk about. Why do you want to fight even more after what you just saw? Are you stupid? A man wearing a black hoodie stood over and shot it in Ray's face.
あいつが死んだらどうしてくれるんだよああ
Dude. Upon further inspection, I noticed his clothes were scuffed up. Honami or Junko must have trounced him in their fight. And now he was taking his anger out on Ray.
あんたたちこれ使ったんじゃないの
Arata kicked the knife lying on the ground and set it sliding into the hoodie's kaisu.
はあ使ったって証拠でもあるのかただ持ってただけで偶然それが落ちたのかもしれないだろうそんなふざけた疑惑だけでここまでやられなきゃならねえのかよ
刺されるかもしれないと思ったら必死になるのも仕方がないよ
うるせ黙れ
Can someone pat that man in the face, please? The man leaned closer to Ray. Ray stiffed.
調子に乗ってんじゃねえぞ
Why? Upon second glance, I realized this guy was holding a knife too. The tip was touching Ray's abdomen. So his clothes were in the way, but the knife could probably cut through them. Nice. This was enough to snap Ray back to his senses. He glared back at the man with the knife. After a moment of prolonged eye contact, the man backed away.
覚えてろよ
With that, the men in black turned and forced their way through the cycle of onlookers. Arata watched them go with concern.
あの人たち全員武器を持ってるんじゃないかな
私もやられたわナイフじゃなくてアイスピックみたいなやつだったけどもう最低最悪よ周りからは見えないように服の袖に隠してね
かなりタチが悪いわねっていうかあいつらもしかして
Honami fell silent and shot a side look glance at Ray.
あの集団暴行グループの残党でしょ可能性はあるわね
やっぱりそうよねデスマッチエリアから追い出してやりたいんだけど危険分子よ危険分子
確かに私と対戦したやつもナイフを使ってきたわでも
Ray, I keep cutting him. I'm so sorry. Ray stared at the ground and slowly balled his bloodied hands into fists.
私がやりすぎたのは事実よ
それは正当防衛じゃない仕方がないわ
どんな理由であれあいつらはきっと復讐に来るはずよ
あんな奴らだものレイがやりすぎなくたって逆恨みして復讐に来るわよ
そうよそうよ
でもしばらくはデスマッチエリアの外でも気をつけた方がいいかもしれないねああいう連中は何をするかわからないし
そうね
Grimacy, Ray stared down at the bloodstains on the asphalt. After that, the mood was so miserable that everyone decided to call it a night early. Ray said he would take me home, so we headed off to the place where his motorcycle was parked. I don't like the CG where both of them are in the motorbike. I don't know. It looks weird. He was silent the entire time we were walking, but once we made it to the motorcycle, he suddenly spoke.
ねえとは
I look at him wordlessly.
お肉が食べたいんだけど付き合ってよ。トアは食べなくてもいいから。
Shut up, Baexi. Counter honestly, you so. I think it appears like 5-6 times in this route. You don't get by the end. I lost during this late on the story. I mean, fair enough. It's chapter 12, I think, episode 12. But thank you for coming either way. Thank you. Bye bye. Mommy Weekly hears smack Alec over his bike. Evidently, he didn't get a say in the matter, but then again, I saw no reason to say no. There it goes again. I don't like it for some reason. Sadly, I hop on behind him. At the stick house, I sat and watched as Ray devoured his food without a word. Then he drove me back to the clinic, but when I hopped off, he followed with me. Apparently, he wanted to come back to my place. Do I have to censor? I checked the CGs while looking for the one for the thumbnail. There may be something coming. Ray had proclaimed... No way. That the meat always cheered him up, but even after he polished off a huge rebel, he still looked gloomy. Already? Maybe not. Maybe. I walked into my apartment where I switched on the TV, then took off my coat and threw it over the back of the sofa. He stood next to the sofa and stared blankly at the TV flickering in the dark. As I was pulling a half-empty bottle of booze out of the fridge, I heard him sigh.
いつもはお肉を食べるとすっきりするのに。なんだか今日は全然ダメね。ずっとモヤモヤしてるわ。
Okay, I think not yet, but it's coming.
600g 食べたのに。
16 grams of meat? Roku is 6. Maybe 6 grams? 16 looks like a lot, so I guess 6 grams? Listen. I don't know Japanese numbers. Let me be 6 grams then. Shut up. 1 4. I know that. 60? There is the 6 somewhere else. Somewhere there. He said Roku, so it's 6 something. Well, that, whatever. Let me be.
食べたのによ。
He let out another heavy sigh. I took a swig from the bottle and then offered it to him. He cringed at the less than classy behavior, but he took the bottle and started to drink. I could hear the fluid snoozing around as he swallowed again and again.
おいしい。この飲み方はどうかと思うけど。ありがとう。
He handed the bottle back to me. I took it and had another sip.
ねえ。
Perfect.
急にこんなこと言うのもおかしいんだけど。
He looked back at the TV as he spoke. I wondered if he was avoiding my gaze on purpose.
血のつながりって何なのかしらね。大事なものだってことはもちろん分かってるわ。でも
I don't think you're asking the right person.
私、父親とはもうずっと会ってないし、連絡も取ってないのよ。赤の他人も同然だわ。なのに 血がつながってるから尻拭いをしろって言われても本当に意味が分かんないのよ。親は子を選べないし子も親を選べない。向こうも私みたいなのが自分の子供で嫌なんでしょうけど、私だって同じよ。血のつながりなんて解消したいくらいだわ。でも親子である限りそれはできない。そのせいで都合がいい時にだけ親子関係を引っ張り出して私に全部押し付けて、こんなの憎むなっていう方が無理よ。私はあいつの子供である前に一人の人間なのよ。私の意志は尊重されないの。
I'm pretty sure what happened is like they came to him, they noticed that he's not going to pay, and then maybe they offered to pass it by to his son, but he had to agree or something like that, and he was like, yeah, he agreed to it, just fine, pass it to him, it will be fine, he's my son after all, or like something along those lines. So like probably the Yakuza offered it, but Ray had to agree for that to happen, and he lied, so he's on his right to like be very mad at him.
今すぐにでも断ち切りたい血のつながりのせいで本当にヘドが出るわ。わけわかんない。もう
Sounds like a nice dad, right? He bowed his hands into fist.
ああ、もやもやする。ほんとやだ。
抜いてやろうか。
え
At this, he looked at me with mouth.
え何
抜いてやろうかって。
Why? Shut the door. But thought I repeated myself. This didn't seem to help him understand.
冗談でしょ。
いや、
Dead serious, I shook my head. His cheeks slowly flushed pink.
何言ってんのよ。やめてよ、はしたない。そういうんじゃないんだから。
It seems to really fluster him. Evidently, he was a lot more pure and innocent than I thought. It's freaking me out. I mean, it's always like that. Did you just notice? Or maybe it's because the game is kind of loud, but it's always well loud because it came out of nowhere. Frankly, I knew very little of his love life. He seemed to have a lot of friends, so I feel like he could be open to casual hookups, but apparently not. Anyway, no, I wasn't joking. If a stick wasn't enough to cheer him, then that was the only thing I could think of course. It's also in the background. Honestly, for me, it's like right volume to just notice it every now and then, but I don't hear it as much. Maybe for you guys it's slightly like higher in volume.
ああ、変なこと言われたおかげで気持ちが落ち着いてきたわ。本当にもう帰るわね。
Fanning his red face, Ray spit to the door. Then he paused and looked over his shoulder at me.
おやすみ。
With that curt farewell, he left the room. If he had said yes, I could have done it, but eventually he wasn't that can android with him. Amused by his planned change of attitude, I took another swing of look and both from the Okay. The first time I played, it was like even more of a reaction, like, where did that came from, Towa? After Ray went home that night, I sat on the sofa and drank until I passed out. For once, I had a dream that wasn't a nightmare. I dreamed about Ray, surprisingly. We were in what looked like the deathmatch area. It was pouring down rain, and Ray was fighting someone. As he swung his feet, bathing in blood that possibly wasn't his own, he smiled like he was having the time of his life. But at the same time, he looked like he was crying too. Or maybe it was just the rain. My eye captured every slight shift in his expression. What a nice dream to have. When I snapped awake the next day, for once I could actually remember what I dreamed about. For a while, I lay there on the sofa, staring up at the ceiling and thinking about the dream. I hasn't done in the game so far. Yeah, a dream like this, I think it hasn't happened yet. Yeah. Staring at the ceiling, thinking about the dream. Then I eased myself into a sitting position and grabbed my sketchpad and pencil off the coffee table. Your neck is going to get so destroyed if you continue drawing like that. I flipped to a blank page, then I started sketching mindlessly. These lines came together to form a drawing of Ray in a deathmatch. Whether it was the same match from my dream or one I had witnessed in real life, it was hard to say. I used rough lines to capture the raw energy I had felt against my skin, with particular attention given to Ray's sharp, predatory eyes. During death matches, he transformed into a vicious beast. So which was the real hint, the innocent one or the violent one? All I knew for sure was that whenever he smacked his fists, he smiled like he was having fun. The more blows he... For 1 second, I saw the YouTube preview down loud, like the circle when it froze, and I panicked so badly. The more blows that were exchanged between him and his opponent, the more excited he became. Ray was currently struggling under the weight of an unbearable burden, and now those negative emotions were starting to have adverse effects in other facets of his life, like today's deathmatch. The more stressed he became, the more his outer self would peel away, exposing his true nature. And the Ray that beat his sparring opponent within an inch of his life was still a valid part of Ray himself. That side of him was burned into my retina, how do you pronounce that? Or maybe my mind. On the paper, I traced over his cheek again and again, like I was trying to make him real. Then I added a heavy dark weight to his eyes. I only see simple lines, though. The next day, Ray told me he wanted to talk, so the two of us ate lunch at my place. Oh, food. Instead of his usual hot-made cooking, he brought bento boxes he picked up from somewhere. Apparently, he woke up late and didn't have time to cook this morning.
ここの酢豚弁当すっごく美味しいって評判でね、一度食べてみたいと思ってたからいいんだけど。
He grabbed a piece of pork between his chopsticks and popped it into his mouth. His face lit up.
美味しい。とはも美味しいでしょ?
So that I'm looking, I wish I knew.
ああ、まあ。
Thought I was holding my chopsticks, I wasn't really eating. It was pretty common for me since I never had much of an appetite.
もう全然食べてないじゃない。いいわ。残したら私がもらうから。
Ray was already halfway through his own bento when he started nagging me. he's going to eat the two bentos, isn't he? He may have seemed like he was back to his usual self, but I was sure it was an act. It's an anti-diet. And there is still a lot. I think there are a couple more food pictures in the game. Ugh. I set my chopsticks down, pushed the bento box in his direction, then grabbed my smokes. I expected him to scold me for smoking during a meal, but he just sat there, glaring down at the half-eaten food.
ねえ、お願いがあるんだけど。
He looked up at me and leaned forward slightly.
今夜ね、すっごく人気のスイーツビュッフェの予約を取ってるんだけど、一緒に行こうって言ってた子が休養でダメになっちゃったの。
Ready for some cake food pics?
他のスイーツ好きな子に行けるか聞いてみたんだけど、急すぎるから無理だって言われちゃって。とはビュッフェに付き合ってくれない？タクは甘いもの苦手だし、頼める人がとわしかいないのよ。お願い。
He closed his eyes, grabbed his hands together, and visits me like I was God himself. For example, nope, you suffer with me. I pulled the lit cigarette from between my lips and sighed in annoyance. Why did Raid always try to feed me sweets? He acted like I was the only person left on Earth, but surely he had more friends he could ask. Besides, I didn't like sugary stuff any more than Taku did.
そんな貴重な場所に同行するのが俺でいいのか？
At this, he smiled awkwardly.
これでもう最後にするの。大好きなものをたくさん食べまくっておしまい。これからはそんな余裕もなくなるんだし。
His tone was casual in an attempt to keep the mood light, but to me it only emphasized how hard he was struggling.
分かった。
Instantly his face lit up like the 4th of July.
ありがとうとは。無理言ってごめんね。
分かってるだろうけど、そんなに食べないからな。
もちろんよ。トワの分も私が食べるから大丈夫。
Did he finish the rest of his lunch and moved on to mine, which was nearly untouched. I lit my cigarette and watched him eat.
そんなに食べて太らないのか？
仕事とデスマッチで発散できてるみたい。
He put a hand over his mouth and answered through a mouthful of food.
でも最近は心のカロリー過多になっちゃってるからね。そっちは精神的な満足度を上げないと発散できないのよ。
心のカロリー。
He fell still, swallowed the food in his mouth and looked away.
借金のこととかね。
He answered quietly and gazed down at his chopstick in contemplation for a few seconds. Then he exhaled all the negative energy and went back to eating.
それより夜がとっても楽しみだわ。
As he spoke, he smiled from ear to ear. Now is when his route properly starts. After lunch, Led grinned away the bento boxes and left. There was still plenty of time before we were scheduled to go to the buffet, so everywhere I would head into town. Okay, exploration moment. I crashed my cigarette in the ashtray and pulled on my coat. Okay. Properly starts. Yep. Before it was just setting up everything. Now is when all the heaviest stuff is going to start happening.
Yo.
Otto was headed out.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh no, not move, no. I need to talk. No. Talk.
ちょっといいか。
Hold up a sec, real quick. Can I ask you something? What is it?
実は
See, I have got a patient in the secondary medical ward with a deep stab wound on the arm. When I tried to sew it up, they stopped me. Said they did it on purpose because they wanted to leave a scar. Now, I don't really get the thought process there, but I figured you might. Basically, some people like cats, right? It's not life-threatening, and I do want to respect my patient's wishes if I can. What do you think?
ポジティブに
Just reassure them that they will still have a scar after it's shoot up. I see, good point. But is it the right thing to do?
そうかいいんじゃないか
Yeah, frankly, it's game over the second you end up in the hospital. If you want your scars to work out perfectly, then you have to do it yourself or as someone you trust, like Ray, for example.
なるほど。
So you're saying it's a type of body art, huh? Well, I'm not Orton. I would rather hear it. Right. Y move. Hakoita Street. Are we going to find Inada? Maybe. As I was walking down the street, a hand shot out from the alley and grabbed my coat. Yet. Oh, it's you. Hinata, no, Inada. Inada. Him, basically. Lleva con Lima. No, poor him. We thought the assault parties were over, but we were wrong. A similar group has popped up. Is it a range of the same group? Wouldn't be surprised if it's just some copycat criminals. This is far from over, isn't it? Did you know there is a famous deathmatch team? I hear the members all work at a bar called Roost, and they all kick ass. The most famous among them is someone called Ray, but I hear he looks completely different outside the deathmatch area. There is rumors going around about a ghost hunting the deathmatch area. They say it's a vengeful spirit with a grudge against the Takasa Tokumi, a former member who is supposed to be dead. Little early for spooky stories, isn't it? So many people have fallen victim to them. They borrow from Peter to pay Paul over and over again, a vicious cycle. If it reaches a certain threshold, they get web tagged and monitored. And if they still can't make their payment, then they end up. The best option is not to borrow monies at all. I don't know how to pronounce the other Shurkens. I will have to use Google for later. Nope. Go Street.
You.
Restaurants? Right, like that? Restaurants? Towa. Hi. Phonetics are so hard, GT. In English especially.
元気か
How have you been lately? Having fun? You could say that. You're having the time of your life, aren't you? I have heard all the rumors. What if you got a job and earn some money? There are places that specialize in male escorts. You could be number one in no time flat. Shut up, you coward! ¡Cállate! Special section like you. Shut up! Maybe so, but I don't like to be tied down.
そうか
I see. Hypothetically speaking, if you receive alerts sum of cash, what could you do with it? Negative, I believe?
ネガティブにわからない
Depends. Oh,
なんだ
for that matter, what do you want out of life?
よし
For what is even? I have no idea. Beats me. Eternal in this one. Shut up! I hate you so much. Ah, Papa. Station North. North exit? Yeah. Ah, okay. This called Sea Breeze tickles my cheek. This is the pier that runs along the seashore in District D. But this pier only serves water taxis and cruising ships. The freighters are sent to the warehouse pier in District C. Water taxis and buses serve as the primary form of public transportation here in Shinkomi. There are stations set all over the coast. Because this pier is located between District D's recreational facilities and District B resort area, it seems a lot of mainland tourists. I still remember that Ray got denied passage due to his debtor website. You mean like like 1 day or 2 days ago? Onami? Oh my god, if it's in Towa.
Konnichiwa.
It's in Ottawa. I cannot read. Hi there, Towa.
Ah.
Hey. Talk.
Nani?
Are you headed out somewhere?
特には
Not really.
そうなんだ。
Oh, I see. We were just talking about going to that Green Path bakery in the station square. I mean, no wonder the place has been around for decades. The cream puffs are addictive.
そういえば、
I hear they briefly had a pop-up store back on the mainland. Speaking of the mainland, I just found out about this from a friend of mine. Do you know how Station Square means the place with the water taxi station? Yeah. Well, on the mainland, Station Square means the train station. Blew my mind.
そうね。
Right, because the railway network is the mainland mode of transportation over there. I guess it's just a cultural difference. This is the nicest group of people in the entire game. Yeah, that's why I like them so much. Please, never let anything bad happen to them. Hey Towa, did you know that? I bet you didn't. Positive.
ポジティブに。へえ。
No, I didn't know. Right?
まあね。
But I get it. Shinkomi is nothing like the mainland. Hard to believe we are even part of the same country.
そうね。
I know, right? I'm not sure any of us could survive if we lived there. You probably will have an easier life. And guess a line's forming outside the cream puff store.
あらやだ。
My god, we better go before they sell out. I don't want anything bad to happen to them, and also to... I forgot his name. The Yakuza that looks like a puppy dog. I forgot his name. But I think you know which one I'm talking about. The one that has like dyed blonde hair. Him. Move City Ruins. Leopard Printman, yeah. Those four, never touch them, please. Abandoned buildings stand in tight rows like sardines. This is the entrance to District A. This area used to be a successful entertaining district, but now it's a mere shadow of its former self. A studded barricade has been placed around the center, forbidding entry. Toru? Eh? I don't think he's called Toru though. No, you forgot. Why are you only in chat to call me out for forgetting anything? Torigares. I remember him from being called Igarashi, not from Toru. I think they never referred to him for his first name. It's always for his last name. I was like, Toru who? Igarashi. Okay. Reason being supposedly that the buildings are decaying due to age and water damage and could crumble at moment's notice. Tourists don't come here, nor do the locals. As I walked down the dilapidated street littered with debris, I spotted a familiar tall figure.
Toa!
What the heck? It's Towa. Hi! City ruins.
Nani?
Why would you come to a place like this?
あ
The place is only deserted during the day, so I wanted to make the most of the quiet hours. Yeah, that's true. I'm on patrol right now with Kotaro, but he's somewhere else. I thought the patrols only happen at night. We did it at night too, but during the day there is less people around, so we make sure there is no funny business going on. That's how it works? Sometimes they tell us to patrol the same place both day and night. It's such a hassle. Why put that much effort in? Don't you agree, Towa?
ネガティブにダメだろ
I don't know how to feel about getting the same reaction / emote whenever you refer to him and when you refer to me. I don't know how to feel. Well, it's your job. I mean, yes, it is. I just wait. It only happens on day when my favorite anime is airing. It ruins my god mood every time. Sometimes I just want to say, no can do, sir.
そうか
I didn't even notice. I sort of. But if I say that to Sakaki-san, he will yell at me again. Anyway, back to work. See you later, Toga.
そうか
See you. Move. Let's match area. This whole area is known as the deathmatch area. Over a decade ago, it was the site of a war between different Takasato factions. Today, however, the buildings have been left to rot. After the Takasato fights, ordinary citizens were forbidden entry, at least on paper. But then a bunch of rebel punks started meeting up there, and before long it became the designated location for the terrorists of Eastern Snow at death matches. Those who swing their feet here can vent their vented rage and frustration. While the Takasato committee allowed anyone from coming here, they quickly recognized the citizens' needs for stress relief. However, they strongly forbid anyone from moving in or starting a business in the area, and they routinely send their grunts on patrol. Rumor has it that the strongest deathmatch fighters get recruited to join the gang. Some people come here purely because of this.
Toa.
Oh, it's you, Towa. Hey.
珍しいな。
What's up? Not often you come here. Just felt like it. You just felt like it.
それで
What about you? On patrol? Yeah, with Mayu. He's assigned to a different section right now.
なあ。
I have been wanted to ask. You're not into cross-dressing? The flashbacks! To Mayu Sen! No, please.
ネガティブにないな
No? Right, didn't think so. Why are you asking? The other day they had me cleaning out this nightclub that got shut down.
それはな。
And while I was sorting through it, I found a lot of old photos and there was something. Something? On second thought, never mind. Something? What is it? It's nothing. My eyes were playing tricks on me. What? Do you saw someone who looked like me?
ああ。
For a second, yeah, I thought it was you, but it's all on the trans now.
そうか
God, it doesn't really matter. Don't worry about it. Okay. Nightclub? I mean, I'm not surprised they have a bunch of those on here. We have to go back now. Exploration is over. When I returned to my apartment, the TV was still on. I sat down on the sofa without bothering to take my coat off. I looked up at the clock to check the time, then fixed my gaze on the TV screen and zoned out. Then I reached down, I grabbed the floor bottle and took a lukewarm swing. Let me drink water. See, I told you this thing is going to appear a lot of times. That evening it rained and I left Glenid on his motorcycle. Our destination, the Desert Buffet, was located in District B, held in the lawn of a luxury hotel. Working on a nightclub? Maybe yes, maybe not. We still don't know much about what she made aside from being married to the Yakuza man. After a 15 minutes drive, we parked in the parking lot and took the elevator up to the ground floor. You ready for some desserts? Pictures? The mezzanine lobby was pleasantly vast and empty. As the quiet click of the fountain echoed in the background, we walked across the polished marble floors.
やだ、すごい、すっごい。
Ray clasped both hands together at the chair's heads and gazed around, deeply impressed. At a glance, most of the clientele looked bogey, but there was a handful of lower class punks who would have fit right in on Gower Street. They were probably here for the casino.
ビュッフェ会場はこの先にあるみたいよ。行きましょう。
Ray took budget? Another word to try and look up later on Google. Ray took a look at the directory, then started walking.
一
Fancy.
攫千金当てられたらいいわよね。
At least one day I will be able to draw like backgrounds like this. Ray murmured quietly as we passed the casino floor.
試してみたらどうだ。
今の私にそういうこと気軽に言う？
I was like, he shook his head firmly.
絶対やらない。そもそも私運ないし。ギャンブルは人をダメにするのよ。
He sounded like he was speaking from experience. Then he spotted the buffet area and his expression brightened. I glanced over at the lawn, where a line of women waited to get in, and instantly felt out of place, but nevertheless I followed after him. Unsurprisingly, the buffet customers were 90% female. On occasion, I spotted a guy who probably came here on a date, but there weren't many. Only now, thought Ray looked just as male as me, he seemed to fit right in.
やだー、かわいいし美味しそう。
He screamed excitedly and ran off into the crowd of women to get his desserts. Alone, I sank into the comfortable soft love seat and awaited his return. I didn't belong here in this pristine all-white lawn, but the other patrons were all too busy eating and tended to pay me any mind. That much I could appreciate. I started to pull out my smokes, then got a sign of no smoking sign. Then said no. With a sign, I stopped myself. The only thing I could do was sit there and wait. After a while, Ray returned carrying a plate in its hand, both piled with high with desserts.
全部美味しそうで迷っちゃった。
Moving from ear to ear, he set the plates down on the table and sat on the love seat across from me. Lego. The sight of the bright colored treats instantly gave me heartburn. Look at that! Look at that! This looks so nice. Think I will take that.
いただきます。トアも好きなの食べていいからね。あとドリンクも何か飲みたかったら取りに行くといいわ。
He picked up his fork and started in on a slice of kale laden with icing.
美味しい。さすが予約が取れないだけあるわね。もう最高。トアも食べてみなさいよ。
Squealing in delight, he pushed the other plate in my direction. I stared down coldly at the mountain of cake, but he didn't seem to notice. He was eating with such relish he was getting frosting all over his face and hands. I found it hard to believe that the cake could possibly be that good. Pushing myself off the roasted, I picked up a fork. Then I took a bite of the brown coffee. Brown cake, no. I cannot read. Brown cake right in front.
どう？美味しい？
ま
Wow. Honestly, I couldn't taste any flavor other than the overpowering sugar content. I tried a few others, but they all tasted the exact same to me. It made Yanagawa's honey toast taste good in comparison. Dude! Listen. Sometimes it also happens when I read something in Spanish that my brain reads a completely different word. I don't think it's dyslexia because I don't kind of mix the letters. I just confuse some words with each other. It happens every now and then. It's not that bad, but it's very noticeable when I try to read things out loud. Ray waddled down one dessert after another, then moved on to the second plate.
やだ、これ美味しい。トア、ちょっと食べてみて。
He leaned across the table, offering me the plate. I reached out to take it, but accidentally stuck my fingers in some frosting.
ちょっとクリームついちゃったじゃない。貸してよ。
Is he... yo? Is he... Grinning, he set the plate down, then took my hand and drew it to his lips. Let's go! Yes! Before I could figure out what to expect, he licked the frosting right off my finger. It was so frosty, it startled me. It had been one thing if this was rust, but we were at a fancy buffet venue for women. Was he getting a sugar high? I knew before I agreed to this that whenever Ray consumed a lot of sugar, he could get a little weird. With his dumb eyes and flustered things, you would be forgiven for thinking he was faded.
美味しい。
He's also covered in frosting. I mean, he only had like a few bits around his mouth from eating those cakes at most. Well, he also said his fingers. I guess he just very happy to be there. He licked my fingers clean and smiled dreamily. He was the only person I knew who could get drunk on sugar. He drank. Suddenly, I retracted my hand and wiped it on the one wet towel provided to our table.
ねえ、トア。
The strawberry cake one. It looks so nice. I want. As Ray went back to his cake feast, he suddenly spoke up.
男らしさって何だと思う？
At this sudden question, I saw him a dubious look. Like that. those two words start the same and ain't the same, but they are different, so sometimes like I mix them. I don't know why. But he ignored me and kept eating his cake.
今のお前の姿じゃないことは確かだな。
As I rolled my eye, he stopped eating and glared at me.
じゃあどういう姿が男らしいのよ。喧嘩？スポーツ？何？
さあな、俺に聞かれても。
私、あんたの傷跡はかっこいいと思うわ。男らしいと思う。
At this, I used that.
普通はそう思わない。
そうかしら。でも初めて会った時のトワって男らしかったわよ。
冗談だろ。
うんうん。
He shook his head with a fear look in his eyes.
昔のトワは今よりもっと尖ってた。私ね、男らしさっていうのは
His gaze drifted as he muddled it over.
信念を曲げないことだと思うの。こうと決めたら貫き通すみたいな。そういう意味ならトワも男らしいうちに入るでしょ。
俺に信念なんてあると思うか。
I mean, fair point.
あるわよ。ある。
お前は？
私は
His expression clouded over faintly.
私は全然男らしくなんてないわ。喋り方とかそういうことじゃなくて、信念って意味でも違うと思う。
Yeah, he used atashi, which is the feminine ai in Japanese. Dispirited, he went back to his desserts. They all look so good, they do. We didn't talk much after that. In the end, Ray polished off 4 full plates of cake, all by himself. The envy! I want all of that too.
ああ、美味しかった。お腹いっぱい。もう食べられないわ。
I haven't. I actually have proper macarons, even like pre-made ones. I think I haven't. So I have seen a bunch of videos on how to cook and prepare different kind of macarons and like flavors, but I haven't made, nor I think I have tried them. He leaned back against the love seat, his eyes unfocused like he was completely blitzed.
いっつもそうなんだけど、甘いものをたくさん食べた後ってなんだかエッチしたくなるのよね。
Okay. You brought knife use videos. Yep, I know that you have to be very careful both when preparing like the mask and when also like letting it set, taking off all the bubbles and also like the baking periods and all of that. They look like a pain in the ass to make. This sudden, overly honest confession got my attention quickly. I wonder why. This was yet another aspect of his sugar intoxication.
ならない？
そもそも甘いもんを食べないからな。
そっか。私だけかな。デスマッチの後もお肉をすっごく食べたくなるんだけど、なんだか私興奮と食欲がつながってるみたい。
Sure, man. He turned his fork over his empty plate as he spoke.
そういうのってない？
欲求不満なんじゃないのか。
He slowly tilted his head.
どうかしら。
処理は一人でやってるのか。
My blunt question seemed to snap him out of his reverie. He jumped up and glared at me.
ご心配いただかなくても間に合ってます。
Did he have a special someone then? A fuck baby? Immediately, my curiosity was piqued by his stomach to adrenal gland connection. Why that out of all things? I could kind of understand it since my libido was directly linked to violence. What a nice chat to have in the middle of a public place.
さあ、そろそろ帰りましょうか。
He rushed to his feet and headed off to pay the bill. Likewise, I got out from the sofa and headed to the exit to wait for him outside. He was very worried about rain leaking
ねえこれ
the cream
カジノの無料券もらったんだけど
from his finger earlier, but then they are talking about that like nothing happened. Let's go double standard. This free casino hotel. Don't. When Ray walked out, he handed something in my direction. That's how they get you started, man. They give you a free trial. You go and you get addicted, and then you spend all your monies, and you end up like your dad, Ray. Don't do that. It looked almost like a credit card. Apparently, you could withdraw a set amount of casino chips from it for free.
せっかくだし行ってみない？こんな券でもなければカジノなんて縁がないし
Don't do it.
ギャンブルは人をダメにするんじゃなかったのか？
もちろんタダだからやるのよ。無料で遊べる範囲しかやらないわ。カジノはあっちね。
He set off towards the casino area. A security guard was stationed at the entrance, carefully screening everyone who went in. And during his penetrating gaze, we stepped inside. The casino floor was definitely filled with jazz music and the sound of shrill electric beeps. From the brightly flashing slot machines to the earliest tables, there were games of all kinds. Everywhere you looked, there were customers betting their lives saving away. It wasn't my first time ever setting foot in a casino, but it had certainly been a while. I had no interest in gambling. I didn't care for blitz or glamour, so I never felt the need to visit one of my own Bolivision.
久しぶりに入ってみたけどすごいわね。熱気に圧倒されるわ。
Refusing to be outdone, Ray shouted over the tin at me.
初心者だしスロットでもやってみようかしら。コインを変えてくるわね。
We walked off to the exchange counter while I waited for him in a short distance away. The casino floor didn't seem to prohibit smoking, so I promptly lit a cigarette. After I took a nice long drag, Ray returned with his casino chips.
トアもやってみたら？はい。
Fancy. He handed me the card with his leftover chip balance. Then he walked to a nearby slot machine, sat down on the stool, and started playing. I stood there for a while, holding the card and watching him play slots. I still had no interest in gambling, but I figured I would play slots at the machine next to Ray. I could play. So I sat down and got started, but a few games later I had used all my chips. No luck.
やだ、これって当たりじゃない？なんかすごいんだけど。
Damn, Ray got the gacha luck. Loud music began to emanate from Ray's machine as an animation as falling chips appeared on the screen.
うわー、すごい気持ちいいわ。とはどう？
Is that all? I mean, I think I have never been in one, but I guess it's fitting for the casino.
全然。
あら、残念。
Too happy! Yeah. And yet he couldn't suppress a grateful grin. After the chip animation finished, Ray took his card back and rose from the stove.
この当たった時の感覚が病みつきになってきっとみんなやめられなくなるのね。今確かにとっても楽しかったから気持ちはわからなくもないわ。でも
He looked down at the card in his hand and frowned faintly.
こんなもの本当に一瞬よ。大金を得るのも一瞬なら失うのも一瞬だわ。そして失ったものは二度と取り戻すことができない。なのに自分の運命を簡単にかけるだなんて理解できない。
He smiled sadly, his brown frown.
このお金は借金の返済に当てようと思うわ。
He started to walk to the extinct counter, then stopped short. I was right behind him, so I nearly crashed into him. Hastily, I pulled the cigarette from my lips.
どうした？
He didn't respond, so I walked up next to him and peered at his face. It was as if time itself had come to a halt. It was frozen in place, his eyes fixed on a single point, his complexion ghostly pale, like he was on the verge of a breakdown. Something had to be wrong, so I followed his gaze. There I saw a middle-aged man sitting slots at a slot machine. He was thin and poorly dressed, with messy hair. He didn't seem to match the vibe of the casino, which meant he was actually probably a regular customer. Guessing he slammed the slot machine with his hands. Ray let out a saggy breath, turned on his heel and boldly.
レイ、
He dashed out of the casino. Left behind, I looked back at the middle-aged man. He was still focused on the slot machine. Ray had taken one look at him and freaked out, which could only mean this man was probably... I crashed my cigarette in the nearest ashtray and headed for the exit. What's your impression of his dad? I didn't know where Ray had gone, so I went back to my apartment at the clinic. As I lay on the sofa and listened to the drone of the TV, my phone buzzed on the coffee table. I picked it up and checked the notice. It was a message from Ray. Junko, no! Junko's been attacked. That was the entire message. No. He must have contacted Taco because I could hear a sudden commotion down in the first floor. When I arrived downstairs, the waiting room lights were on. Taku looked over at me, wearing his lab coat and looking... frazzled, I think.
ああとは純子が怪我をしたらしくてな。今こっちに向かってるそうだ。
レイから連絡があった。襲われたんだってな。
ああ、手伝ってもらうかもしれないから待機しててくれ。
わかった。
He nodded freely, then sped off down the hall. So I sat on the bench and waited, just as I had been instructed. About 10 minutes later, I hear loud voices coming from the side entrance. Then I hear the sound of someone running, and Taku appeared in the waiting room.
とは一緒に来てくれ。
He ran back down the hall. I rose to my feet and hurried after him. I was standing at the side entrance alongside Arata and Honami, who were currently supporting Junko's full weight.
先生、助けて！純子が！
Honami stammered, tears in their eyes.
すぐに処置室へ運ぼう。
Honami and Arata slowly eased Junko in through the door and headed to the elevator. Meanwhile, Taku, Rei and I took the stairs up to meet them on the second floor. Now then, yeah, why? Leave them alone, please. Once they let Junko down on the medical belt, treatment began. Junko had gone limp, and their complexion was one. Hardly a word was spoken between us. Taku gave the orders, and we followed them. Please leave them alone. Is it the guys with the weapons back at the deathmatch area? Did they like follow with what they say? Maybe. Once Junko was all patched up, the tension in the medical ward eased slightly. Junko was now sat up straight with a pillow for back support, staring down at the hands lashed in their lap.
大丈夫？
Ray peered courteously at Junko, who forced a smile.
大丈夫よ。
確認のために聞きたいんだけど、純子を襲ったのはこの間の対戦相手だったのよね。
10人はいたと思う。全員黒い服を着てた。顔はよく見えなかったけど。
デスマッチエリアでやり合った連中かな。
まだそうだと決まったわけじゃないけど可能性は高いわね。
やっぱりあいつら桐原の仲間なのかも。
A heavy silence followed. I was leaning against the wall, watching from a distance, when my phone buzzed in my pants pocket. I pulled it out to find that Eiji was calling me. I gestured to Taku to let him know I was stepping out, then went out into the hall.
はい。
あ、もしもし、エイジです。
どうした？
少し気になることがあって電話したんですけど、前に教えた SNS ってまだ見てます？カオスゾーンって名前の。
いや。
I had stopped checking it after Kirihara's euphoric episode.
あの倉庫を潰してから暴行パーティーの予告が書き込まれなくなって画像も上がらなくなってたんですけど、またアップされたんです、画像が。それでどうも被害者に見覚えがある気がして、もしかしたらルーストのスタッフなんじゃないかって思って連絡したんです。女装してる人で。
今治療中だ。
え、本当ですか？ってことは犯行後にすぐ画像をアップしたのか。
黒服の集団にやられたって言ってる。
うわ、もしかしたら桐原にくっついてた仲間の仕業じゃないかって思ってたんですけど、本当にそうかもしれないですね。いやー、勘弁してほしいですよね。こっちは組長のこともあってただでさえ大変なのに、これ以上面倒ごとを増やさないでほしいです。
He let out an aggravated sigh.
桐原周りは高里組の方で調べ上げてるんじゃないのか？
はい。でも組はもう桐原の件に関わらないと思います。主犯格は片付けたし、今は正直それどころじゃないですし、ガキどもの喧嘩なんてほっとけって感じです。
Granted, I could understand how the Takasatogumi could need to focus on the increasing pressing issue of naming a successor.
今回被害に遭われた人は本当にお気の毒だと思うんですけど、やっぱりルーストのスタッフだったんですね。怪我はかなりひどいんですか？
レイの時ほどじゃないし、意識もある。
そうですか。それならまだ良かったかな。また何か気になることがあったら連絡します。
After the phone call ended, I navigated to the Chaos Zone on my phone. Sure enough, there were violent photos uploaded to one of the chat threads, and I could recognize the victim as Junko. But there was something off about the photo this time around. Something different about the style, the angle, maybe. In all the footage, the cameraman of session was bluntly obvious. Every shot was intensely calculated to suit his desires. But this time around, it was clear at glance that it was just a quick, thoughtless photo. Were they trying to imitate Kirihara? If so, then maybe there was nothing to worry about. So Ray and his friend would still be furious, but I wasn't concerned about a merry copycat group. I wedged my phone into the back pocket of my pants and returned to the medical ward. Junko's injuries were by no means immobilizing, so Taku decided to drive them home in his car. Then Arata, Honami and Ray left too, so I went back to my place and hit the sofa. Okay. The next day. I was scheduled to work that morning, so Taku came to wake me, and somehow managed to get to my seat before the clinic opened. Congratulations, though! When I arrived on the first floor, Ray was already wandering the hall in his work clothes. But there were dark circles under his eyes, possibly from the stress of last night's attack. I was scheduled to work until 7 p.m. when Arata took over for me. After that, I went back to my apartment. I changed out of my work uniform, then flopped down on the sofa. As I listened absently to the drone of the TV, I thought back to Ray. From there, I decided to go to Roost, so I rose to my feet and pulled on my coat. Okay, so according to the guide, Kotaro's ending is in this part of the game. So, my favorite moment coming? Maybe. Save love menu. Wait, there was no... Yeah, there was exploration there, just in case. I mean, I think I have everything, but... Move. Not like district. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh,
We are going to do it because we need to get all the endings. But... Oh, hey. Talk.
よ
Flying solo?
あ
Yeah, it's just me. What do you think? What do you think Mayon, Eiji, and me are attached to the hero or something? No, but you do generally spend a lot of time with them. Well, we do a lot of work together, that's all. We are not stuck 24/7. What's the matter? Doing a bad mood today? Oh, it's just feeling a little snippy. You know what's like, right? Sometimes you just wanna punch shit for no reason. Can't relate. Well then, what about wanted to fuck somebody's brains out? You can relate to that, can't you? Yeah, for sure. That's Orto. He knows what he's about. While I'm asking, are you free right now?
特には
I don't have any plans. Well then, wanna hook up? Shall I save here instead? So we can came back and just say no later. Yeah. Be prepared.
ポジティブにああ
Sure. Okay, that's what I like to hear. Where to me? Anywhere's fine. Let's grab a drink. Sounds good. Let me prepare. Oh, those I don't have the sensor skin. Hold on, I don't have the sensor skin.
さて行くか発散しによ
I don't have the sensor screen. Examine. Since stuff. Yeah. Because I have to get everything reinstalled back when the change of the username thingy for the PC was changed. I have to reconfigure it OBS completely, and I forgot about the sensor screen. Transformer, Control F, put it here. Where is, hold on, sensor. Wait. Give me a second. Control C. Control F. Sorry for this sensor game screen. Okay. Yep. Okay, it's prepared. It's prepared now. Let's get some thing. Do I have to censor a source right now? I didn't check.
ああ
Cool. Let
何気
me.
に久しぶりじゃね
Feels like it's been a while, huh? He's very angry around my waist for sending me along. Do I have to censor right away? Just in case. I don't know how. Maybe just in case. And so he guided me to the bathroom. Oh yeah, very pretty bathroom if I say so myself. I may have to mute now.
え加えろよ
Wait, I mute the wrong thing. I think I mute the wrong thing. Okay. I recognize this bathroom. It is because one of the figures that they are making of Towa is based off this scene. Yes. Oh no, oh yes. You guys cannot see anything and can't hear anything, right? I don't want any problems. You cannot see nor hear the game as of right now, right? Please, it's important. I don't want to get the channel gone. Please? Important. I know there is a delay bigger on YouTube. You cannot hear, not watch. I only hear this one. I'm not emotional. Okay then. I'm just getting kinda jumpy. You came in perfect moment. Making food, okay. Let me speedrun this. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot a detail about the CG, and it's that Kotaro chain around his neck. There is a small bit of it that hasn't been colored. I think I can show. That bit, it's not color. It's missing. This is missing. Okay. For Westnick Bandage, yeah. De ver que por las enchiladas. O el... Oh yeah! Alex, you ready for your new profile picture? You ready? Why am I doing this? Wait, no, that's the game. Well, there you go. Okay. You like it? Let's speedrun this. I think the last CG of this part, I can show it. Because there is nothing too bad being shown. So you can see the CG that inspired the future figure. Like the picture that inspired the figure, yeah. Ta ta ta. Por Towa. Oh, I forgot that this part sounds painful to say the least, I guess. Not the motherfucker smiling. he just smashed Towa head against the door of the bathroom. Ah. He just did. He did it again. My vision went dark as he smashed. Slammed. Okay. He smashed his head against the door again. Again! And so he passed out. After getting his head smashed again, he passed out. When I opened my eye, I found myself in the same spot, sitting on the dirty bathroom floor. I tried to get up, but I found that I couldn't. This was no surprise, but Kotaro had already left. He wasn't so kind as to carry my unconscious ass anywhere. I'm going to uncensor for a second. You read that. Yeah. What? You will have to go to the vote and post in that moment to check. Make me read that. Because if I have to suffer, you have to do. At least you're not hearing it. You should be happy. Okay, he's done. I think I can show this. Yeah. This is the moment that inspires the figure that is going to come out. And this part also appears on the opening section of the opening music thingy that appears there too. I guess sat there and watch it go. Yep. Puffy. You know it's actually kind of cold like that. It's perfect. And so we got Kotaro's ending. One less. So next is going to be Rei's bad ending, Rei good ending. We passed to Madarame. There are no extra routes or endings like with Taku and Rei. We can have sex with Eiji. Sadly, the one character I like the most out of the secondary ones. Why? Ugh. Anyways. So after that it's Madarame, and after that is the proper route, and over there we have to go through a chain of bad endings, or the insane, whatever it's called. And one is euphoric, the other one is madness. So we have to go through a chain of madness endings before we can go properly into Fujieda's route. Yes. There are so much to grind to get the proper good ending with everything, man. I'm gonna miss the mouth. There was another face of Towa that I could have shown, but I don't want to risk it too much with YouTube, you know. That didn't pass either. Wait. Okay. Here's in the city Mytho, are you really asking why no bands? Okay, I got it now. I put the live stream chat instead of the highlighted chat. Now I see. Was there even better face? You can say so. Kind of. There was one with him kind of slightly on pain because Kotaro grabbed his hair. Another one in which he was smiling a lot. A lot. What's going on? You can say so. Yes, I can. I can very much do it. Why not? I am a very say-so person. Yes. I used to be say-so. What are you implying there, huh? What are you implying? Now we got to roast directly, or like say no to Kotaro. And there should be an interrogation part coming up soon-ish. Yes. Yes. Wait, did you play it? Didn't you say? You just read the wiki? Ah, well, no. You played Sayanouta. Yeah. Didn't you recognize the Sayanouta figures on Mayu's room? Okay, I can put the sound back. Did you spot the Sayanouta figures on his room? I don't remember. I can show you, but I have to put the sensor just for a moment. In here we can access the soundtrack and the CGs. So let me look for that one. Backgrounds. No, over here. Where is his room? Nope. Aha. This is a Saya figure. I'm pretty sure these are Saya's figures over here. And I'm pretty sure this is Clear's Nendoroid from Dramatical Mother. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, these are Saya figures. And let me put the sensor back just in case. Oh yeah, look at this. This is how the tracks are organized in here. Pretty neat. All things considered, probably it's just that the team decided to add that as a small Easter egg. That's a neat way to show it, yeah. Let me censor back. But like the CGs are organized like this. So like a photo gallery. It's pretty neat. All the menus have been done with a lot of care. A secret connection? No, I think it's just like, well, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Sketchbooks, tools. Oh, maybe because like you select it from the CGs, but then it plays on the phone. So, okay, let's get going. Load, yes. Negative.
ネガティブに。いや、
Pass, I'm not in the mood. Seriously, well, I appreciate you being direct about it. Well, I gotta Benson, how better go find a school to crack, see you.
あ
Wrong one. Move to Rust. Yes. As the cold air pierced my skin, I walked down the street until I arrived at Rust. Inside, I found Ray and Honami working, plus a handful of customers. Ray had worked the morning shift with me at the clinic, then he did here right afterwards.
ああとは
He sounds so tired. He greeted me as soon as he spotted me, but he still looked unwell. As for Honami, they stood with both hands pressed to the counter, staring into space. I walked up to the counter, pick up a chair at random and sat there.
今日はどうする？いつもの？
あ
At random, but it's always the same spot. I nodded and lit a cigarette. By the time I was examining my first drag, a glass of amber liquid appeared before me. I saw another long, slow drag, then took my glass and sipped the whiskey.
あら、
Honami looked up and smiled at me, like they had only just noticed I was there.
とは。いらっしゃい。
純子ちゃん、大変な目に遭っちゃったね。
Frowning, the manager said heavily.
まさかまたうちのスタッフが襲われるなんて思ってもみなかったよ。
本当にね。
Weakly, Honami hung their head and stared at the floor. With no customers to wait on, Ray paced aimlessly, lost in thought.
街を管理してる連中にどうにかしてもらいたいところだけど、組長が亡くなったじゃない？
Then time to get ice kind of mold and pour the water to have the fancy ice.
高里組も今は手一杯だろうし、さらに襲撃予告まであったみたいでさ。
襲撃予告。
事務所に匿名で電話がかかってきたんだって。うちによく来る組の子が言ってたよ。
They had told me they didn't have much room on their plates, and if they were dealing with anonymous threats, then that would certainly make sense.
ねえ、私考えたんだけど。
So much effort, then you have no whiskey with fancy ice. Honami stood beside the counter, looking conflicted.
純子を襲った奴らってやっぱりデスマッチエリアであった黒服集団だと思うの。エリアで喧嘩をふっかけてくるならまだしも、エリアの外で一方的に痛めつけるなんて最低じゃない。だからみんなで仕返しっていうより復讐してやりたいんだけど、エリアの外だと黒服のやつらと変わらないじゃない。だからデスマッチエリアのゲームで復讐するのどうかしら。
デスマッチエリアの中でならゲームってことにはなるね。
でしょ。
Honami shot a hopeful look at Ray, but Ray simply shook his head sadly.
ごめん私それには参加できないわ。っていうかしばらくデスマッチエリアには行かないと思う。
どうして？
ちょっとね。でも正々堂々とぶちのめすのは賛成。
待ってよ、チームの中で一番強いのはレイなのよ。レイが参加できないなんて。
私だけじゃなくみんな強いじゃない。無理だけは絶対にしないでほしいけど、あいつら 1対1じゃ刃物を振り回さないと戦えないんだから。それだけはしっかりと気をつけて。そう。
Hey,
I cut him again. Ugh. Honami beat back their words as they gazed at Rei. As for Rei, he was probably trying to act normal, but I could tell he was faking it. He had erected invisible walls between himself and us in order to keep something hidden. Honami could sense it too. They fell silent for a moment, then gathered their resolve and nodded firmly.
わかった。私たちだけでも頑張る。
ほなみ。ごめんね。
No,
でも
he isn't.
お願いします。
Ray bowed deeply, looking terribly guilty. Meanwhile, I watched it all out of the corner of my eye, and as I had my smoke. What was keeping Ray from taking part in death matches? Did it have something to do with the debt? That was the only thing I could think of that Ray would keep from his friends. Was he going to get another yacht to make ends meet? Maybe a yacht he wasn't so proud of? As he paced around, the lights about made him look all the more pale. Here, ye. Oh! I have been editing all the last votes because they keep speaking up. And no matter how many times I tell them, I also tell them like, hey, I'm going to stream this afternoon. Ugh. I hope it doesn't cut into whatever, like, I think I was speaking or like saying what was going on in the game. I hope I don't have to do like a very drastic cut later. Oh, man. As he paced around, the lights about made him look all the more pale. I'm so done. Why? Not as bad as it, but still, I don't want their voices in anything that I do. Due to the reduced number of customers, among other things, Root closed early that night. It's fine, no it isn't. I will have to edit the bot. Ray offered to take me home on his motorcycle, so I waited for him outside. Another one for the CG count.
お待たせ。
A few minutes later, Ray appeared, pushing his motorcycle out from the back. There we go. I told you they use it a lot. Together we hopped on and took off into the night. When we arrived outside the clinic, I hopped off again. I figured he would leave after that, but he killed then I got off.
あのね、お願いがあるんだけど、今日ほなみが黒服の連中にデスマッチで復讐するって言ってたじゃない。
Probably, yeah, but...
できれば私の代わりにチームの様子を見ててほしいの。
He paused, and his gaze drifted to his feet.
私本当にしばらくデスマッチには参加できなくなると思うから長くかかると思う。もし面倒だったら毎回じゃなくてもいいわ。
I guess I will
たまに様子を見に行くくらいでもいいから。
let the scene
お願い。
end and end it for today. He looked up at me imploringly. Desperation and urgency were written all over his face, but I wasn't the type to agree to any old favor.
その前に理由を話せよ。
His face stiffened.
それは
I'm so tired of this man. Why he can't take a simple note of not like making his voice like loud when I'm streaming. Just not scream. Why it's so hard, man. Conflicted, he rounded his brown and averted his eyes.
ごめん言えない
He's fine. He just like to make loud noises for the sake of making loud noises. As giddy as he seemed, I could tell that he refused to budge on the subject. I gazed at his face in profile for a bit, then sighed quietly.
毎回は厳しい。気が向いたらでいいか。
He looked at me.
本当にいいの
ああ。
It's I don't think it's the stereotype of whatever. He's just noisy for the sake of being noisy. Yeah.
ありがとう
Smiling softly, he gazed back at me for a long moment. So long, in fact, I got annoyed and glared at him.
なんだよ。
なんでもない
Still smiling, he shook his head.
本当に気が向いたらでいいからでもあの子たちのことよろしくね
With that, he jumped onto his motorcycle and took off. The telling and engine sounds faded into the night. In the end, I never did find out what was keeping Ray from taking part in the matches, but it had to be something serious. Right now, he was fighting like hell to keep it hidden, but I suspected it would all come crashing down sooner rather than later. Okay, end of the scene. I really want to keep going, but I don't trust Papa Snape with being quiet. January 14. There is an interrogation segment coming in the next few days in game. Should I try to get to the interrogation part? At least, I don't know how long it's going to take though. Let me try. Next day, I was scheduled to work the night shift, so I woke up in the evening. After a lazy smoke break, I got ready, then headed downstairs when the turn came. So he's gonna ask it entirely. I mean, Chad also never tells me whenever the volumes are nice. Chad doesn't reply whenever I ask them something serious. So, at the end of the evening scene, I took over for Arata and sat down at the reception counter. I don't think you should be proud of that. As I was working, I realized I hadn't seen Rain today. At first, I thought maybe he wasn't scheduled to work today, but then I thought about what happened last night, or rather earlier this morning. I asked Taku and he told me Ray had called out of work that day. Time slowly passed until 1 AM, when the clinic was set to close. After a half-assed attempt at cleaning and organizing the reception area, I pulled out my phone. I had received a message from Arata of all people, but I had never given Arata my contact info. Did Ray give it to them? The message explained that they were planning to go to the deathmatch area tonight. Eventually, Ray had told them that I might be tagging along. It still felt like a hassle, but I couldn't exactly snap Ray's desperate plea. With a sigh, I got ready to go, then left the building. Arata, Honami, and I all met up at the usual spot. Together, we headed into the deathmatch area. Interrogator Ray? Probably. As we milled around, we found an opponent to fight. The two groups squared off with each other, and a crowd of onlookers formed a circle around them. Then the duel started, and I yourself from my place in the crowd were having a smoke. Normally Arata and Honami could have crossed this Even I could tell, besides not having seen many of the fights, but any of the fights, but tonight the two of them were struggling. The action of both Turk and Rei had dealt a blow on the morale. In the end, Arata won their fight, but Honami collapsed to the ground, breathing hard. As the crowd dispersed, Arata dashed over to Honami and held them to their feet. When I woke up, Arata noticed me and smiled stiffly.
やっぱり少し調子が狂うね。
Now that the fervor of the crowd had fizzled out, it was time to move on. But just then, an angry voice rang out.
やっぱり腹の虫が収まんねんだよ。
Screaming, a man ran over and grabbed me by the collar out of nowhere.
やだ、とは。
A fierce impact collided with my cheek. Up close, I could see the man's face was swollen. Then I realized it was the guy Arata beat in their fight.
そっちは関係ないだろう。
Arata and Honami attempted to peel the man off of me, but he resisted and punched me again. It was like the guy was delirious. He was looking at me, but he wasn't really seeing me. After they finally pulled him off of me, Honami targeted him in the face. What a manly scream. His eyes widened and his legs gave out. Eventually, the fight with Arata had used up most of his strength.
とは、大丈夫？
Honami hastily peered at my face. I couldn't feel any bone fracture, but it was one hell of a punch. My mouth was bleeding. Arata laid the unconscious man onto the asphalt, then rushed over to me.
ごめんね。対戦相手に逆恨みされるのはよくあることなんだけど、まさかトアの方に行っちゃうなんて。
正気じゃなかったみたいだからな。
As I spoke, I look over at the guy on the ground. Yeah, they don't have the best looks, I would say. Likewise, Arata followed my gaze, then fell silent in contemplation.
あのね。
After a pause, they spoke up again.
レイのことなんだけど、デスマッチに参加できない理由って聞いてる？
いや。
そっか。
Nodding quietly, Arata stared at their feet.
昨日のレイの様子が少しおかしいっていうのは気づいてたんだ。誰と話しても上の空だし、急に黙って考え込んだりするし。でも私もホナミもレイを信頼してるから、必要以上に詮索することはしなかった。それは今もそう。何か言えないような事情があるんだろうって思ってる。それでもレイが私たちのことをトアに託したのは本当に心配してくれてるからだろうし、トアを信頼してるからなんだよね。だからレイのことよろしくお願いします。トアにとっては私たちとレイの両方から押し付けられてるように感じるかもしれないけど、もしレイから連絡があったら助けてあげてほしい。
Arata bowed to me deeply in show of sincerity. In response, I nodded silently. They smiled back, relieved. Normally, I wouldn't stick my nose into other people's businesses, but it was clear this meant a lot to them, so I couldn't say no. Besides, I was concerned about Ray myself. After that, we decided to call it a night, and the three of us left the deathmatch area. Okay. After we all parted ways, I was walking home, having a smoke. The moment I unmute Papasnikov. Nice. No one else was out on the street, and there were barely any cars. Then I hear the sound of an engine approaching from up ahead. The sound grew louder and louder, and then eventually two round headlights appeared in the darkness. A white van faintly came into view behind behind them. It drove up to me and stopped short. The windows were all painted, so I couldn't see inside. I stopped walking, and the passenger side window rolled down.
トアさん、こんばんは。
Seated on the other side was Eiji. Then his bright smile shifted into a look of alarm.
その顔どうしたんですか？喧嘩ですか？
まあな、そっちは。
仕事です。今すっごい人手不足で僕まで借り出されちゃいまして、荷物運びをやらされてるんですよ。
He showed me a meaningful smile.
何しろ借金が返済できなくて行き詰まった置物がこの町にはたくさんありますから。
Yay!
暖かくなる前に処理しちゃわないとたまる一方ですからね。
By that way, he meant debtors that were left with no choice but to repay their debts with their lives. So if Eiji was doing cargo transport, then that van was probably full of dead weight.
それじゃそろそろ行きますね。トアさん、また。
With that, he rolled up his window and the van drove off into the darkness. Dead weight. Just then Ray's father came to mind. Seeing as he kept failing to make payments, chances were high to might end up in that van. In that van too. Is he the scariest character? He is everywhere. After all, the possibility of recovery from a gambling addict that far into debt was next to nil. And yet Ray was trying to shoulder his father's burden nonetheless. Yeah. He said that if he refused to pay the debt, his father would be killed. So why couldn't he just let it happen? If he hated his father so much, then why help him at all? Was it because they were family? Because they were father and son? In my case, my father was a stranger, and I couldn't even remember my mother, so Ray's viewpoint made zero sense to me. Why could he make this sacrifice? These were the thoughts I had as I walked through the cold, dark city. As the clinic building came into view, I spotted someone standing in front of the entrance. I could see their faint silhouette illuminated by the glow of the street lamps, but their back was turned, so I couldn't see their face. Cautiously, I approached it. The figure was staring down at the ground, and they didn't seem to notice me. Eventually, I got close enough to realize who it was.
おい。
The figure Ray slowly turned. And a moment later, I sucked in a breath. His eyes were as sharp as knives. Like two hot pokers, they were into me. The same eyes I had given him into the dragon. The thought sent goosebumps pricking up my arms. Okay. Another sensory moment is coming. now, yes. When he realized it was me, he smiled in relief.
なんだとは
The sharp cutting energy vanished, and he was back to his usual self. But my hair was still racing 100 miles a minute. His pointed gaze had burned itself into my retina. He looked at my face and frowned.
その顔殴られたのもしかしてデスマッチで
巻き込まれた。
やだ
His frown deepened as he pressed a hand to his mouth. Then I noticed that his face had fresh bruises too.
そっちこそ喧嘩でもしてきたのか。
At this, he averted his eyes.
ちょっと揉めちゃってそれよりとはごめんねまさか巻き込まれるなんて確かにあの場所では何があってもおかしくないんだけど
今さら怪我の一つや二つ増えたところでな。
He smiled at me in exasperation. But then I noticed his gaze was wavering. He seemed somewhat restless. Either that or he was just that tired.
喧嘩の後肉は食べに行かなかったのか。
え？
肉を食べないと発散できないんだろ。
Only then did he realize what I was getting at. He looked away innocently.
まあ一人でお肉を食べようって気分にもならなくて。っていうかモヤモヤしてるのわかる？
ああ。
やだバレてる。とわって意外と人のこと見てるわよね。
I mean, it's very easy to see. Smiling slightly, he continued to fidget with his hands like he was on edge. I watched him for a moment, then I spoke up.
抜いてやろうか。
え？
He whipped his head up to look at me. His cheek steady flushed redder and redder.
またそれ言う？前から言ってるけどそんなんじゃないって。
興奮と食欲はつながってるって言ってたよな。でも食欲の発散もしてないんだろ。
That's what you are getting at. Based on his previous reaction, I expected him to blow up at me. But surprisingly enough, he didn't. All he did was blush and glare at me.
抜いてやるよ。
This I have to censor it all for obvious reasons.
ただ処理するだけだし、そんなに恥ずかしがることでもない。
恥ずかしがるに決まってるじゃない。何言ってるのよ。
So you can update your profile picture again. I'm sorry.
ついてるもんは同じだ。
Turning with rage, he glared at me sharply. And yet I didn't sense any disgust toward the idea itself. I could have seen his smoke sieve, but it didn't. I donned a provocative smile and jerked my chin in the direction of the clinic.
いや、来いよ。
Would he actually come with me? Maybe not, but that was fine by me. Without waiting for his response, I turned on my heel and headed into the building. So smart. Why do you expect him to don't react that way? On the first floor, the lights were all off. Eventually, Taku had gone home. Ray ended up tagging along with me. We both searched the darkened lobby and hallway, then took the elevator up to the third floor. I walked into the room, switched on the TV in place of the lights, then tossed my coat over the back of the sofa. Solai, thanks already. But Ray hung back near the door like he wasn't sure what he was supposed to do.
入れよ。
でも。
He looked at me perplexed. Just in case. I stood over to him and leaned in. Reflexively, he recalled. I put my hands on his shoulder and pushed him back even further. This is how it's looking so bad. So I had him up against the wall. Then I pressed my hand to the wall, boxing him in and glanced deeply into his eyes. Illuminated by the pale light of the TV, red eyes looked as they had lost all color.
でも、何？
Quietly, I prompted him to continue.
だってあのまま帰るのも変かなって思って、それでついてきただけだし。
The thing is, when the scene starts, it goes directly into something that can get me banned, so I have to be very careful.
なら帰るか。
You wanna leave? I have to be very careful.
嫌なら帰れ。
That boy. Ah! Thank you, music, for telling me when. I stared deep into his eyes without breaking eye contact, without even blinking. Maybe. Under my direct gaze, most people fluttered and averted their eyes. I took this as a sign that I had triumphed over them. Asserting dominance. Basically, asserting dominance. Okay. He doesn't need to depose. And by making the first move, I could control the flow of the events. Wow. Yep. Oof. Ugh. Let's get this gone fast. Let's get this done fast. I'm so scared. Nom, nom, nom. Huh? Okay. Something glitched and I was very worried. Pa pa pa. Da, da, da. Ardidon. Alone is this have into account that I always click very fast before the dialogues like properly show up. I will say its scenes tend to be at least 15 to 20 minutes, more or less, if you read it all properly and you leave them speak and all of that. With all the dialogue and all of that. Okay, I think it's done. Please don't say anything. Higgler admit too furious for words.
よかっただろう。
Okay. This poor man. I asked him point blank and his anger deepened.
あんたって本当にもう最低の最悪よ。
ひどい言われようだな。
最低最低よ。
He shouted at me as he hurriedly readjusted his clothes. Silently, I folded my arms and looked straight at him.
顔の怪我の理由は父親か。
The embarrassment panic faded from his face, and his expression clouded over.
いいでしょう。何でも。
Nodding to himself, he pulled away from the wall he was leaning against.
もし誰かに私の怪我のことを聞かれても何も言わないで。
With that quiet request, he headed for the door. Then, with one final look over his shoulder at me, he left the room without another word. Wait, I think I have to check something from the logs of when they were going on the scene that just happened. I think there was a small detail that may be important. Hold on. Backlog. I think there was a detail that kind of important. to mention. But I don't know if they mention it here or not. Because I was like just pressing the dialogues. I didn't read any. Hold on, it may be relevant. It's a very small detail, but... oh yeah, here it is. The truth to be told, it was actually my second time seeing it, referring to the thing down there. The first time was when Ray applied to be my art model. I could still faintly see a residual scar from that encounter. On that part. Yeah. Left a mark, huh? Yeah. So, Ray, a scar from that encounter. What do you think usually happens when someone wants to be of Euphoria's model? What do you think it will happen? And he was doing a mouth service. So when do you think the scar is? It gets explained later, but make your conclusions. Yeah. Yeah, we can continue now. The smoke made me squint. Last time I made that suggestion, he shot me down, so I backed down. And if he had shot me down this time, I would have backed down again. But he didn't. Judging from the bruises on his face, among other things, Ray was having a really rough time. But most of all, I could see it in his eyes. That sad look in his eyes prior to the moment he recognized me. Those were the eyes of someone who had lost all hope. Ray was suffering in silence, trying to hide something from the rest of us. It probably had something to do with his dad's theft, and now his life was spinning out of control. So what was his next move? I took a long deep drag, then slowly exhaled the cigarette smoke. Okay, I think I'm going to end it there. We got 2 scenes now. I think that's good enough. Edit the save love menu. Save. Yeah. Because it's also going to take me a bit to find all the spots in which I have to edit the bot now. But okay. Title menu. Yes. Thanks for coming to the stream. I'm so sorry it took 3 weeks for me to get back to the game. I didn't thought it was going to be like... I legit thought it was like a week and a half at most since the last time I played. Anyways, I will... It's the middle of the week. I will see if I can stream maybe at the end of it. Again, maybe. Low damage is back. Yay, it is. Thanks for coming to the stream. Maybe if it's silent at home, maybe we can try and finish Raid Road fully. Maybe. It's kind of long though, but we will see. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.